Hello, Adrian here for Digital Dojos. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at how to improve your writing workflow. I want to give a huge thanks to the folks over at Literature and Latte for making this video and the upcoming content we have on writing possible. They are makers of the app Scrivener, which is an essential writing tool for you writers out there, whether you are working on major projects, script writing, writing a book, or what have you. This tool allows you to outline, edit, storyboard, and most importantly, write great content in an even more amazing application. Check it out in the link below. All right, so I wanted to start off by giving some general tips to improving your writing workflow as a blogger and as somebody who writes on a daily basis, whether it's for my personal site or for work-related matters or for clients. These are some of the tips that have helped me along the way improve my workflow. So first would be to keep something of physical or digital means near you at all times, in a sense of, there is this saying that write when, the idea sparks, but I like to believe when it comes to writing and inspiration, it is this muscle, it is this thing you need to work out, and it's this thing that you need to kind of sit down and at times just write. So whether that is a physical form of a notebook or a digital form of an app of your preference on your iPhone or your Android phone, or just dictating text into a microphone. Resources, they're all up to you and what you want to use, but just write. That's the most important thing to improving your writing workflow. It's just to sit down at times, give yourself some sort of schedule or, method to write. And, to keep in mind, there's sites like 750words.com, which I've used in the past, which is a really great site to kind of give you better writing fluency and, challenge yourself to write every day. Giving yourself tasks like that, and also, keeping in mind, not worrying sometimes about the grammar or what the subject matter is, and just kind of letting yourself brain dump your ideas and your thought process on paper, on screen, or what have you. Next up, it definitely has to be text expansion. Text expansion has really been a great way to improve my own personal writing workflow, whether it's just writing in emails or blog posts. It saves you a ton of times with these text-based expansions, and a great app for this is called Text Expander. So I quickly want to jump over to that to show you what I mean and what it does. Showcase what an app like Text Expander can actually do for you. Text Expander is this really amazing app available for macOS 10 that allows you to essentially take common phrases that you may type a lot and allow you to make a short abbreviation or shortcut for them to expand upon those. So for example, one that I use quite frequently is the default signature one. So if I'm on my Mac and I'm typing up a mail and we want to attach my email signature, if you have multiple email signatures, this is really useful. You would just type in the keyboard shortcut here. So in this case, you can see it's defined as semicolon sig1. So if I type in any text editor here, as long as Text Expander is running, no matter what text input box I put this into, so sig1, you'll see it automatically spits out my signature, saving me a ton of time. This is really great for other things like, for example, another one I do when I'm doing my YouTube description boxes will be my website URL, so it automatically inputs all of those. And this can be anything from current date or time, so they have default ones like time, which automatically puts the current time, or the same thing with the date. Again, you can get so creative with these, and there's a great community out there of people who make really, really useful text expansion or expanders, whatever you want to call them here, for you to grab and implement into your own writing workflow. But this is definitely something that just saves me a ton of time, whether I'm, again, doing emails, blog posts, or what have you. So the next tip would definitely be to sync to the cloud and take advantage of cloud storage for two reasons here. This one allows you to edit anywhere and also collaborate. Really, really great for collaboration purposes. So this helps in improving your workflow in that once you upload your text documents or content to the cloud, you can edit them anywhere that you have internet access, be it Dropbox or Google Drive or what service you use. You can usually edit them on your iPhone or your mobile phone, your tablet, your desktop or laptop that has access to the internet. It makes it stored offsite, and this is also great for backup purposes. So if you're keeping like your manuscripts or your book files on the cloud, just in case something ever happens to your local drive, syncing it to the cloud is a great way to keep it safe and secure. And another great aspect of it is collaboration. Services like Google Drive are something I use frequently because it allows you to have multiple people view a live document and edit and revise it. It's really great when I'm working with people who I need to pure edit a document, and I can see what they're doing. I can see what part they're looking at and working on. Again, another great advantage of syncing to the cloud and overall improving your writing workflow experience. All right, that all said, let's talk about my actual workflow and how I go about when I'm putting things together, be it whatever project, a blog post, an essay, or something for a client, or even a book for that matter. So first and foremost, everybody's workflow is different. That's something you need to keep in mind. You'll have your own personal preferences and your own apps and tools of choice. I'm just going to be showing what I go about doing here roughly. So, and then you're going to want to, of course, determine the project that you're working on. If it's a full-fledged book, for example, a blog post, an essay, this may determine how you go about using your workflow. But generally speaking, anytime I write anything, whether it's from my own personal site or digital dojos, I have this basic workflow that I go about. It's a 4-step process here. I research, I then outline my content, organize it, and of course focus forth the most important thing, writing the content, just sitting down and actually producing the content itself and then getting it ready for publishing wherever that medium may be. So I want to showcase my workflow in action in Scrivener here. Scrivener has been a tool that I've been using for quite a while, and I was really, really excited to have the team over at Literature and Latte, when I reached out to them, told them I was doing this series of content, to officially sponsor it and bring this content to you all free of charge and ad-free. So that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at how my workflow goes about here. I have a new project here, and you can see it's based on this whole writing workflow content that I'm doing currently on the site and here over on YouTube. And like I talked about, my first step is typically research. And the great thing about Scrivener is they have a whole research aspect built in to the application. So what's a great thing about it is it's an all-in-one application, in the sense that I don't have to go jumping back and forth when I'm trying to write something, and I constantly having to switch between apps to find this or find that. What's great about Scrivener, it allows you to put your whole research in one place here. So for example, I'll typically put links that I'm using in an article here, or for a big project, I'll put all the links or sources, or if I'm, getting quotes, citations, and stuff like that, all of that will go here in these little card view, which I really, really like. And what's really cool here is they allow you to add great things like web pages. So again, a really great aspect of this, for example, here's Scrivener's site, which I was using for this very post, obviously. I can browse their site right here within Scrivener and then jump right back to the, whatever it is I'm writing. If I'm working on a blog post here, you can see an example for a blog post I did earlier on the website. I could easily just jump between the content. The same goes for images or anything else. It's like having the browser built in right here. So any research material that I'm using, I can quickly reference and then jump back, versus having to leave the app completely or switch between. Again, it's just a really, really great way to organize and then much better way, in my opinion, to research your content here. And you can add a whole bunch of different things here. So you can add new text, you can add new folders, you can add it from a new template. You can also add like I said, existing files that you may have, or web pages entirely, like I just showed you there. You would just put in the URL, put in the title, and it automatically gets added to your research portion. So that moves on to number 2, and number 2 in my workflow is outlining. I like to do this a lot. It's my way of visualizing what I'm going to write or what I'm working on. So a basic outline would look something like this. You can number it however you want, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, however you want to structurize it. But, I have this series of content I'm going to write. So I have 3 blog posts. I like to outline the material. I like to outline what needs to be done in the introduction or the start of the campaign. What are the things I need to focus on each post. And then as you can see here, the video I'm working on right now, again, I have everything broken down, and this is just really, really great for videos, for posts, or anything that you're doing long form content, or especially books, obviously. Giving yourself an outline gives you a brief overview and gives you a way to kind of visually see what needs to be done in a project overall. Third step would be to organize. And the great thing, again, about Scrivener, tons of organizational tools. Here on the left, you have your binder, which I have a completely new binder here, which you can see allows you to easily sort out your content. What's so great about this, you can add folders to make it easier to have, just everything kind of organized. So if you have multiple things kind of going on within one project, you can easily just drag things into a folder here to make it much more readable. And as far as the UI things, you can add these little different, you can see here, you can add these little different icons or logos here, so you can easily just change the folder. Really great visual cues. I like that as well, just because it makes it easier to find things, especially when you have a ton of things going on in your binder, which is usually the case for me. And then again, under research, you can label things. That's what I really like doing too, getting these little visual cues with a labeling here. I have a labeling for links, and then for chapters, that's a default one that I really like to use as well. So great for books or anything of that matter. And you can, of course, add your own labels. You can add collections. Again, just really important for me to have my digital, chaos kind of managed and organized in my own way. And of course, that's different for everybody. But what's great about Scrivener is they provide those tools for you to do it however you want to go about doing that. And then last but not least, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, it all comes down to just writing. That's the big aspect of the workflow overall. Like, you're trying to improve your overall workflow, but most importantly, it's just to sit down and hammer out the content and get it written and, you know, put up, and then of course publish to whatever platform you may be uploading that, whether it's your site for a client, you know, it's a book overall. And you can generally approach that in whatever way you want to do it. For me, I like to sit down and just, you know, after I have everything organized, go out there and just sit down and write and focus on that. And typically I like this mode in Scrivener that has this full screen view to let me focus on what I need to do here, because that's how I like to write. I like to just get everything out on paper, or in this case on the screen at one time, and then worry about the whole revision process, the structuring, and everything else about you know, going about with the actual post. So I hope these tips helped you out. You know, I hope these things can help you contribute to improving your workflow. Keep in mind, things are your own personal preference. You can, you know, define your own tips and add in your own little tweaks here and there. But overall, I hope this helped you out. Thanks a lot for watching. If you enjoyed that video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Be sure to check out the upcoming content and series of stuff we have on writing. I already threw up a blog post over at digitaldojos.com on the best writing tools for OS X. So if you're interested, check those out. And again, thanks for watching. I'll catch you all in the next video.